Hey.
Oh, are we on?
Hello.
Is this thing on? We're doing Draigtir. Hello. What episode is this? 11? I think it's like
I
11.
don't know.
It might be 11.
We were just casually sitting here talking about fiber optic and depressurization.
Yeah, and fucking viruses not existing. Look, I'm not married to the idea. I'm just opening the question. do viruses?
I don't know how we hopped from one topic to the next, but we did.
Yeah. I'm telling you, government's lying. They try to take our pigs. That's what's going on.
They're trying to convince you that viruses exist because they want your pigs.
Well, yeah, they do. Because they won't stop killing animals for stupid shit. Anyway, aside from that, we are in
Tom
Draigtir.
is gonna have fun when he sees that while editing.
Thomas, don't trust the government. Thomas, stop trusting the government. They're gonna take your house and your cats, and they'll say they've got bird flu.
The cats.
Yeah. It's like, oh shit, they did that, didn't they? Remember with COVID, they were like, we'll have to take all your pets because they can transmit the disease.
Oh shit,
Remember
did
that?
they? Like in the
They did
UK?
that, yeah. They were like,
I don't know.
pets.
There's a brief
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
about dogs, wasn't there? But I don't.
Yeah,
There was a,
But
there was a
but
brief
I've
period
got to
where
say
dogs
that-
spreading the disease and the cat having COVID. I remember seeing that on some
Yeah.
weird social media site.
But then it died
In
down
Mexico,
pretty
people-
quickly, and it was sort of like, yeah, you're like,
Yeah,
Huh.
not
I
bad.
think if they tried to take my cats, I would fight them to death. Just saying. I'm prepared. I've prepared myself for this eventuality. Anyway, Rochelle, do you want to do the catch-up text for this time?
Sure, let me finish my Karamak buttons. You can buy other alternative buttons in any shop.
What? Buttons. Oh, chocolate buttons.
Oh.
Milk buttons.
There is no suitable alternative for Karamak.
Hey,
This is
I
a-
just started accidentally done an advertisement.
Endorsements
Yeah,
welcome.
pretty decent.
Caramilk is vastly inferior.
Wow.
We have some strong opinions here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Caramilk was so incredibly disappointing.
Can you see caramel in an electron microscope?
Probably.
Probably not, because it's
How about that?
too big. It's too big.
Is that where viruses come from?
In the caramel. They're hiding viruses in the caramel!
I hope not. I've eaten the whole bag. So,
Oh, you're now.
I have 4 buttons left. They must
We'll
last
remember
me.
you, Rochelle.
They're full of fake viruses. Give them to me. That's.
So, anyway. Where are we, Pete? Where do I start reading from? The last squiggle? I'll just start day 4 again because it's a sentence. Or 2.
I'll get onto it. There was a squiggle.
I'm just going to start from the beginning of day 4.
Oh, yeah, Day 4 is pretty much right.
So, day 4, Thursday, Dire Day in 4th of August, otherwise known as Lunar Style. The following morning, Bronwyn was up and ready to go, clad in the glorious armour of her clan. Just as they were about to leave, a monk bustled in, making for Neve. Aaron the monk had scrolls in hand and laid them out on the table, showing Neve 2 important bloodlines to Frigg. These bloodlines had reportedly survived until recent generations and ended with the holy bloodline of the sword in Neve's grandmother and the holy bloodline of the shield in her grandfather. Neve advised Aaron to quietly investigate further into the significance of these 2 bloodlines and the consequences of them uniting in herself. Following that, they set out on their journey. Bronwyn was a little strange as they travelled, making a couple of crass jokes and smelling very strongly of perfume. When they set up camp for the night, Laminaria and Auron noticed on their watches that Bronwyn, the only one to have brought a tent, did not sleep well, seeming to remain awake for the night. When it came to Kalak's watch, she opened the tent and attempted to seduce him. Noticing her rough skin, Kalak drew away, but Bronwyn, suddenly aggressive, made a grab for his sickle. What followed was a tussle, in which she managed to wriggle free and turn invisible. leaving no tracks as she went. Only the sound of her footsteps and strong scent gave a clue as to where she had gone, but Laminaria, Gracker and Kalak gave chase. The apparent imposter distracted them with illusion magic and made a dash to a nearby stream, where she managed to give them the slip, thanks to some aquatic abilities. Laminaria, being versed in the occult, pieced together that their quarry was a green hag, who may have targeted Kalak for his sickle. Back at the camp, a very dishevelled and upset Bronwyn found the camp, exhausted. It was the real her, and after enduring a grueling chase in which she fell into a ravine and fought off a bear, managed to catch up with the party. She had no time to be angry, as Kalak returned and welcomed her with mutual tenderness. It turned out that she had been barricaded in her room, and her identity stolen by the hag. In her pilfered tent, Bronwyn also found a gold and silver streaked empty dragon eggshell. Not part of Bronwyn's collection. The hag appeared to have somehow acquired it and brought it on their journey amongst Bronwyn's belongings. Auron had also found a curious robin egg amongst the items the hag had brought. The party then waited for Bronwyn to sleep and prepared to set off on the next leg of their trek to the Grove. They went to sleep and are now starting on the 5th day, Dai Halloween, otherwise known as Friday, the 5th day of Lunarstal, our wonderful August.
I'm so glad I spent the time translating those old like days of the week. I'm so glad. So this day, you guys have a few hours, I guess, of downtime, while Bronwyn finishes her long rest. Do you have any things you'd like to do? Oh,
Oh,
is that my music dying? What?
I think
Why did it
so.
die?
Yeah.
What did we
Can't
decide
help
to do? Oh yeah, we were sleeping still, weren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, but like after you wake up, the application. Fuck. What?
Oran's gone for a gander around camp,
Oh yeah.
like just around to explore the area.
Okie dokie. Do you want to
With Gracker.
do some hunting whilst you're out there? Pick up some wild animals?
Could do, but we have enough rations.
Up to you.
We
You can't
still
just
have,
like survey the area.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I want to do. Survey the area, see if I find anything interesting.
Okie dokie. Bear with me. I'm gonna try and fix the thing.
There's a bear?
Maybe. Hang on. Why is it? E? Having it. Go on. No, it's broken. Okay, I'll have to think of an alternative. Maybe.
Roll 20s inbuilt music.
Sorry.
Roll 20s inbuilt music.
Yeah, but that one I can't do it via. I can't do it via thingamabob. So what I do?
Oh no. What
Bit
are
of
you
wealth.
gonna do?
Yeah, if I could play it by link, I would. There we go. Theoretically, that should play.
Oh, to join the activity. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. I see.
Ding.
Oh. It is now the bigger of the. What's going
we've got passion,
See
we've
how
our
long this works
determination.
for.
Like, and if we set our sights on something, you better believe it's
Adverts.
happening.
No!
Oh no! They're getting.
We always feel like
in the dark ages.
And there's only 2 of us on screen at a time.
Oh.
That should do. That should do. Right. So can you roll me a
Turning this down.
survival? Yeah.
Roll
go
what, sorry?
ahead. Survival for Oron, who's walking
Oh.
about.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Cool. Let me see. Are you proficient in mage? Let me have a look at your sheet.
Hello?
Okay. Oh, I'll tell you what. You do find some interesting things. One being a tar pit, and the other being, yeah, you find hang on, let me describe it like this. So you're walking through the underbrush, heading for a hilltop, to get a good vantage point, and then a squelching noise from your foot, from pressing the ground, gets your attention, and you look down and see that it's kind of saturated with blackish goop.
Ooh.
And,
See, with my alchemy kit, can I gather some of this black tar?
yeah, you might have to dig a little bit, but you could, if you make a hole, it'll start to gather in the bottom, and you can collect oil.
I'll do that. I just want to check and see if my Dungeoneer's pack has a shovel. Doesn't.
Cat dogs are pretty good at digging.
Yeah. I get graphic dig.
Okay, so give Gracker to give me an athletics check.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, character sheet back. Athletics. Just your strength check.
Yeah, pretty good. I would say no problem. You're able to get enough sort of oil to pool. You
Oh. Am I the only one who...
Ah,
Yep.
yeah, so he's gone.
you have a container in the thingy kit, in the alchemist kit.
Okay.
You cut off. I don't know what happened.
It's
Yeah,
cutting
you cut
off. Is it me cutting off?
Yeah, you cut off just there when you were saying about the gathering the stuff in the pool.
Hello? Oh shit.
He's gone completely.
Yep, I think we might be losing Pete.
For a minute. Well,
Yeah,
wait
what
for
the fuck?
Pete.
Let me try a thing.
Oh wait, no, you're back. Oh, you're behind the thing now. Oh my god, it's popped out.
Well, we're trying a thing now. I don't know. We were not informed as to the nature of the thing, but here we are.
What's that?
Oh,
it's just
hello?
Your video is frozen.
Oh yeah, it is. Is my voice working though?
Not really. You're cutting out a bit. Quite a bit, actually.
Seems everyone's internet's on the fritz tonight.
It is.
Yeah, apparently.
I
Right.
find it helps to turn the camera off. I mean, I can't do camera
I mean, it does, yeah.
and Roll20 at the same time.
It's probably because you started this watch together too, maybe it's...
Oh yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
He did.
Yep. It looks like we lost him.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back in a bit, folks. We'll have a little bit of a hiatus and we'll be right back with you.
Solving technical issues. Be right
Yep.
back.
And we're back.
And we're back. Your
Oh.
technical difficulties. Because apparently music and other things didn't want to work at the same time. But whatever. It's working now. So yes, Oron found oil. He's gonna be rich. There's oil in the hills.
It's oil
Yeah.
in the hills.
Yeah. So if you come back to this place periodically, you can keep collecting oil here.
Okay, I'm gonna put a flag in the place and claim this area as Oron's.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
I
know
mean,
this- You know this is gonna become relevant at some point in the future.
I hope so. I hope so.
With Oron's carpentry, can I spend some time just making a little like railing around the pit with twigs and shit around it? Yeah,
a little what?
like railing, like a barrier.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll take you. I think that'll probably take you the rest of the morning, but that's your. That's you sorted for
Cool. So how much
downtime.
oil?
Just one flask for now, but if you come back, you'll be able to get more. Or if you spend more time making the hole bigger, you'll also be able to get more out of it. Yeah, if you turn it into a proper well, you'll have a hell of a lot of oil.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oil well.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
jumpstart the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah. I mean, they've got oil, they've got machinery. There's a market for it, you know.
Where is this located?
It's a day east of Wrexham. Was it Wrexham, the name of the town you were at?
I forgore.
I think it's Wrexham. But yeah, so a day west of Wrexham. And yes, a very good find. So that's his downtime sorted. What about the rest of you? What would you like to do?
Well, if I've learned anything in this life, is that you make sure that after something bad happens that is not your fault, the lady is happy, even though it's not your fault. So Gelak will make sure the lady is happy.
You peeking in on her tent type of thing?
I guess I can't knock. I will just say, knock knock.
Hang on. What's her... Sec. She doesn't appear to hear you. Make a perception check.
Can I use my passive?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, 20.
You hear the sound of sort of soft breathing, soft, slow breathing inside. She seems to be sleeping soundly.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. In that case, would scouting be of any use? Like making sure we're heading in the right direction and everything?
Sure, yeah. I'd say if you want to spend a few hours, it would give you advantage on any other, say, survival navigation checks in this area.
That sounds good. I shall do that.
Sure. So make a survival roll to see how well this goes.
Okay. Where am I? Here I am. Survival.
Oh, pretty good.
Yee.
Yeah, yeah, pretty good. You make your way to the top of a hill, and you start surveying the area. You look down, and on the other side of the hill, you see a small, quite subtle little clearing, and you spy Oron cutting stakes, like wood stakes, cutting wooden stakes, and he's planting them in a circle. And Gracker's sitting there, just tail wagging, looking at. Occasionally, he goes to grab like a stick. You survey. You keep looking around the area, trying to sort of refamiliarize yourself with the place, and you spot an area where the trees are very thick. And as far as you recall, that was roughly where the grove was. It's about 3-4 hours march away. You also see, as your eyes are probably pretty amazing at this. You also spot a couple of deer, a mother and a doe, like a doe and a fawn. And as you watch in that area, you see that movement's actually only part of a much larger herd that's silently moving through the trees. They're actually between you and the grove, pretty much. Knowing the deer, they'll hear you coming and give you a wide berth, but at least you've located a large herd. Say about 25? 25 deer?
That is pretty large.
What else do you see? Looking back the way you've come, you see Wrexham on the horizon. You also see a much thicker road to the north of you. It winds into the hills and winds out of sight. That one, is the main trade road, the one that leads to Oran's home. What else do you see? There's a few mountains to the south, a few mountains to the north, and you can't see the sea from here, but you see the clouds are different of where the sea is.
Right. Yeah.
An interesting sight. You find yourself calmed by it, which is good. And after a while, sitting and observing the breeze, enjoying the breeze, you'll now have this area is now familiar to you, I would say.
Nice.
So you'll have advantage getting here. Or like navigating in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good.
And for hunting if you're going after those deer.
Maybe at some point. I don't think we need food right now, but
No problemo. Oh yeah, you can spend the rest of the time doing that.
Yep.
What about the other two? What do you have?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have like a little look around. I don't know, and some bits and bobs that I might find useful to add to my collection to help me cast my spells. I know I've already got the components needed, but it might be quite good to have see if I can find any more, so I can do as many spells as possible. Maybe a bit.
Hang on, let me.
Hey, but if there's a bit of apparently bitumen or spiders lying around, then I can.
I was thinking it would be fairly easy to find some spider web.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I could have like a little glass bottle filled with web and spiders.
Filled with what? With spiders? Do you want a bottle full of spiders?
It says for spider climb you need a drop of bitumen and a spider. So I've got some bitumen and I've got one spider. I suppose I just need to keep the spider alive, but I think it might die in the process because it sounds like you probably get the bitumen, stick it on a wall, shove a spider to it, and then you can climb off the wall,
I didn't realize she had a pet spider.
No,
But that's
I've
quite
got
funny.
a dead spider on my person, but I'm not entirely sure. I got it from the apothecary.
So you need to go find a new spider.
I need to find some spiders.
Okay, let's start with that. Let me see if there's any others that have interesting.
What size?
What size
That
spider?
depends.
It's not specified. So
Yeah,
it could be a giant spider, it could be a little spider.
just you're carrying around a Shelob.
You could just ride a spider.
I would say roll me two checks. One would be survival, and the other one would be, I think, investigation or nature.
Well, nature's better, so I will do nature. Yeah.
Okay, so you step out of the camp quite confident, and you haven't gone. You've only been away from the camp for a few minutes, and suddenly you turn around, not entirely sure where you are or how to get back. However, you do find yourself. So all around you, there's kind of bracken, and there's a patch of quite thorny plants. And you see on it, next to it, there's an animal trail. But next to that animal trail, there's all sorts of bits of fleece caught on the thorns. And there's probably enough for to wind around a thimble and have a thing of fleece.
Okay.
That might be useful to you later.
A thimble of fleece. Okay.
Yes. You recognize it as sheep's fleece. What else is there that's interesting?
Or farm animals to go and get.
Say again, farm animal?
Yeah, he said there's sheep.
You
What?
could try and trap sheepies.
Is
How
there
might
any
they-
animal that Oren doesn't want?
No, I'm gonna have a zoo.
Roll a perception check, actually.
What, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no, I'm fighting.
Dire sheep.
Described as some sort of hole that I'm about to fall down. Giant spider ready to kill me.
I found something fun.
Oh no.
Oh, pretty good. So you're picking the bits of fleece off here. You're picking the bits of fleece off, and you hear very faintly the sound of a bell,
Okay.
like a cowbell.
And then a demonic.
Okay. Sure. Is it as I pull the fleece off? So if I look around, I see anything like dangling anywhere, like a bell dangling anywhere, or is it in the
Apart from-
distance?
It's in the distance. You'll have to follow it if you want to investigate what it is.
Okay. Can I message back to camp? Am I within 120 feet?
You could try.
I'll point in the direction I think they're in, and just say, "I've heard a bell, and I'm going to go and look to see what it is."
That was message, was it?
Yeah.
And you're aiming for Laminaria and for Neve rather.
Yes.
Creature within range.
It could
You point your
be
finger in
bushy.
which direction. You point your finger in which direction you think it is. You're not sure if it works. And then I take it you're going to follow the sound?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
This is a
So
bad
you,
idea.
You you follow the sound of the bell in the
I might leave a trail, or like if I got anything to mark the way.
Yeah, you could.
As I go, so I kind of have an idea of how to get back to the.
Well, actually, as you're looking around, it seems that there's bits of fleece on a lot of the.
Oh, there's
Of
the
it.
gingerbread trail, isn't it?
So you could use that as your trail
Yeah,
because it seems to
to
be going. It's going the way you're going.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's not long before you come across a clearing, and in the clearing is about 13 to 15 sheep, and one of them like raises its horned head and looks in your direction, and it's chewing sideways,
Yeah.
and it's quite large, but you think you could probably take it.
Yeah, and I speak to it with my awakened mind. I go, I go, follow me, O wondrous herd. For I have treats to give. It's
Creature
not
must be
wrong,
over.
but I'm not sure. If
So you try and connect your mind to this sheep, and you try and beseech it to come to you, but it just kind of stares at you.
Okay.
And but then you look past the sheep, and you see a roof and a little swirl of smoke coming up out of the trees.
Should I be here alone? Is this a wise decision? Or should I head back and bring the others with me? And say, look, I have found... I think that might be a wiser choice. Otherwise, I'm going to die in a hut.
I mean, what would Laminaria do? Is she a wise character?
Is Laminaria curious?
It's
How
more
curious.
wise than strong.
More wise than strong. How wise?
Can I roll to roll a wisdom
Yeah.
check on what I would do?
Yeah. Do like a wisdom save.
A wisdom save.
And if it's higher than, I don't know, if it's higher than 12, you might be inclined to find your way back first before investigating this. Oh shit.
We love to see it.
Okay. Oh well. Sure. It's been a bit of a walk. I'll go and introduce myself.
Okay. So you head towards the sheep and towards the little swirl of smoke that's coming up from the... you notice that the roof is made of bark and it's a little bit mossy.
Mm-hmm.
You come closer. You work your way. You work your way through the through the what would you call it? The herd.
The herd.
And
Yeah.
you find like a quite charming little hut. And it's got like a foundation of dry stacked stone. It's got like rough hewn corners.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 20 feet long, no more than that. About 15 feet wide, and there's a little sort of dry stacked fence around it. You notice that one of the some of the sheep are inside the fence and some are outside. It seems that they can just hop over it. And you see inside the window, the shutter to the window is open, propped by a stick. And you peer into the darkness. You've got dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You peer into the darkness through the window, and you see a figure inside moving about, hunched over a little fireplace. Seems to be stirring something in the pot that's hanging over the coals.
Yeah.
How stealthy are you, by the way? You might need to roll stealth if you're trying to be...
I'm gonna be stealthy by the window. 21?
Yeah. The figure doesn't notice you.
Sure. Do I recognize the figure?
Well, with your stealth, I'd say you could get close enough to get a good look.
Mm-hmm.
And the figure appears to be wearing... How would I describe it? Wearing sort of a kind of close-fitting, sort of twine pants. It's a male, actually.
Okay.
He seems to be an old man, who has a hatchet on a loop on his belt, and appears to be say in his 70s plus. He's got a wrinkled face, and he's got like a sort of vertical lined jerkin, which is sort of too big for him, and it comes down halfway down his body, kind of like a nightshirt. But that seems to be made out of wool. And he's kind of whistling through his teeth as he's stirring the pot there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, as I've not made a wise roll, I will. Yeah. Knock on the door.
So you knock on the bark door,
Rat-a-tat-tat.
and you just hear a, "Hey! What's this now? Is that you again, you old bitch?"
Hopefully not. I'm
Yeah,
here
yeah.
to sell.
Sell?
Sell. I'm
Yeah.
just wondering if you'd be interested in my beautiful parchments, because I have parchment on me. so I'm just to try and gauge this fellow.
You hear bustling around inside, and you hear a couple of heavy objects being moved, and you just hear like, "A likely story! You're just after my sheep! Get your crone-ass hands off of my herd!"
I'm no crone, I'll have you know. How dare you speak?
And he swings open the door, and he's got a hatchet in hand, and he just sort of squints at you and looks you up and down and goes, "Ah, crone, but you could be."
No, I'm no crone. I am selling these beautiful parchments, just the standard parchments. And I was wondering if you were interested in any. This parchment can fit many notes on.
He kind of just stares at you, squinting. You're starting to wonder if he's maybe doesn't see so well.
Are you okay?
And then he
would you be interested in some maybe handmade glasses instead? I don't have those, but I can order them for you and bring them to your hut.
Do you know? He kind of he pulls something out of like a grimy pocket on his fleece over shawl thing, and he puts like a little pair of half moon glasses onto the edge of his nose, and he goes, "Do you know, that would actually be something I'd be very interested in. Let me have a look at that parchment, young lady." He puts his hand out to see the parchment. Roll a d20 just to see how good this actually.
Problem for myself. Come on.
Okay, so he spends a moment. He still has sort of the axe in his other hand, and he's looking at the parchment. And he's just like, the weave isn't too bad. Pressing's a little lackluster. Should be suitable for rudimentary magic. It's about average. I'll give you that. And he hands it back to you.
Oh, well, you seem to have some expertise in this matter.
Well, yeah.
Oh, would you be willing to share? For I myself am interested in the ways of magic.
Share, you say?
Share. You know, what do? You know, you're out here in the woods.
I do nothing. I mind my own business.
Okay.
I'm just a man who lives in the woods with his sheep.
Mm-hmm. What kind of magic are you delving into? Sounds like you're delving into some sort of magic because you just said so about my parchment.
No, I don't know anything about magic.
I'm gonna roll my insight.
Just a humble sheep farmer. He blatantly is some sort of. You think he might be a wizard, and he's terrible at concealing his intentions.
Are you sure? 'Cause you seem very knowledgeable, almost like a wizard.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about a wizard in these parts.
You called me a crone before.
No, yes.
Speaking of.
Yes, I hate them. They hate them. I see them all the time, you know. I'm constantly fighting them off and firing spells into the forest. Did I say that? I meant accent.
You spells. You're
yes.
definitely a wizard.
No. Get inside. I don't want to speak about this out here. Quick, come sit down.
I go inside.
He shuts the door and then he opens it again and goes, "None of you go anywhere!" And he closes it. He's obviously shouting.
Sure.
Yeah, shouting at the sheep.
Sure.
But yeah, he sort of bustles around and he's just like, "Blasted crones! coming in, experimenting with my flock. I won't have it! I won't have it!
What have
I hate them.
What have they been doing to your flock?
Nasty, unnatural creatures. Can't stand them. Taking my sheep and experimenting, turning them into unnatural forms.
Oh.
I won't have.
Are these something I should be wary of in the woods?
Yes, beware of women like you. Only older.
Okay.
Amen.
Don't trust old women. Sure. That's,
Exactly.
I'll note down.
Hey.
Does he believe
I'm
what he says?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool.
I mean, I think we could go. We could go with advantage. I mean, you're getting to know him. You gathered he's quite eccentric. You're not sure if he's telling the truth, though, with this.
Okay.
But he certainly seems to think it's important.
And how many crones have you encountered in the woods?
Ah, that's the thing, you see. That's the thing. Yes, see, I know about them, you see. I think they're trying to make more of themselves.
Oh. Right.
Always in threes they come, always in threes.
Always in threes?
Yes.
Oh. Like, what do you know about a green hag?
Green?
Yeah.
Nasty creatures. Careful around the water, I would be.
And you said they come in threes, so they come in like different types together.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed, that's how they get you. One only comes at night. That's my least favorite one. Purple skin, a little bit like yours.
Oh.
But that's initially why I thought you were, one of them.
No.
But the thing is, they can take the forms of more youthful women, but always women, never men. Strange.
That is strange.
Yes, there's something about them.
And how do you combat these individuals?
Well, I scare them off for one thing. Aside from that, I fire off the old blast.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a secret. I am a wizard, actually.
Wow. Oh, really? I had no idea.
Yes. I'm out here studying. And I was out here for many years. I've lived here peacefully. I keep myself to myself. Live with my goats. Yeah, my goats.
I think they're sheep, sir. I think they're sheep.
They're sheep now, but they weren't before. Would you know? I can't get any milk out of these sheep.
Was it the crows? Did the crows do this to you?
They changed them.
No.
They don't produce milk anymore because they're sheep.
I thought sheep could produce milk. You know?
Well,
get nice
it's a little.
milk.
It's more difficult.
Okay. Sure. What other types of crone? So you got green. Are the crones the same as the hags then? Is that how you like?
Hag?
Yeah, hag. So you got your purple hag, your green hag.
Yes, I suppose they are rather ugly.
And what other hags?
Well, there's a third one. Yes. I remember that one. Tried to drown me a bit.
Oh.
Gave me this. He sort of pulls his shirt down. You see there's a big slash, like a scar.
Oh, that's frightening.
Yes, that's the one. Went for a swim, I did. Tried to get some kelp.
Was that the green hag then that went for you?
No, that was the other one. The other one was even more aquatic.
Even more aquatic? Maybe a blue hag?
Well, it was rather blue, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Had fingernails like knives, wouldn't you know it?
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's frightening.
Anyway, it's rather hard to do study out here with those crones wandering about and interfering in my property.
Yeah.
Don't much like it.
No.
Yeah. Well,
Of course.
anyway, what are you doing in these woods?
Oh, I was just having a look around, trying to sell my parchment. Not having much luck because, like you said, it's average. So I need to get a better supplier. Because, yeah, average isn't good enough. We need high quality parchment.
Well, it so happened I make a bit pot myself.
Oh, really?
More specifically, vellum. You see, that's the thing about having a herd of sheep goats. Yes. Would you like some stew, by the way? He's
getting cold out here, man.
Do I want some stew? This sounds like risky business. Like I might end up poisoned. I'll roll.
Sure.
Wisdom check again.
Sure. Maybe like.
I got a 23.
Oh, that will do. You judge it to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually quite well spiced and seasoned.
Cool.
The implements he's used to make it aren't unsanitary. They're just well used and a little bit wonky.
Meaning no food poisoning, hopefully. Right.
No, you smell.
Is it
Okay, you seem like a decent chef. Yeah,
Is it
please.
cheap
How very
too?
hospitable.
sheep stew or goat stew?
It's sheep goat stew.
Ah,
Yeah. But,
All the different.
it started off as goats, and I had a lot more milk. but he sets down a bowl in front of you of steaming sort of dark brown, delicious thick stew, and he has it himself, and he starts slurping away, and he just goes, yes, you see, every time, whenever I have to slaughter one of the younger ones, it's the part about the industry they don't tell you about much. I don't much relish it, but you can get fantastic quality vellum out of the skin of the young lambs.
Oh, okay.
Let me show you. And he pulls out. He sort of goes to the back. He pulls aside like a curtain in the back, and you see there's like a drying rack with like stretched out vellum, sheepskin.
Okay.
And then he pulls out a stack of like fully dried and cured vellum, drops it in front of you, and he goes, "Tell me what you think."
Wow, this is wonderful. Inside I'm thinking, this is not what I thought was going to happen, but I've got to carry on with this.
looks like he's
charade.
making the most out of that transformation.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it really is good quality, isn't it? Looks like it would really hold together and
Yes.
stay good nick
Well,
for quite some time.
do you know a lot of the southern cults? They like humanoid skin, but it's really not.
Okay. Make sure to
Yes,
stay away
it's
from
rather
other cults.
barbaric practices. Let me tell you. I've smote a cult or two in my time, but unfortunately, yes, it is rather gruesome procedure to get good quality vellum. Let me tell you. But you can get it safely through the lambs, and they make rather good stew.
Well, this does taste very nice, I've got to say.
I know.
So you're not wrong.
Would you like a spell scroll?
Oh. Well, that would be quite nice. Yeah,
I could.
please.
How much gold have you got? I do need a couple of coin.
How much do you normally provide these scrolls for?
Depends on buyer.
Okay.
For you, seeing as you're not a crone and you're quite opposed to crones, you're good in my book.
Well, yes. We may have had an encounter that I need to nip in the bud.
Encounter?
What
do you mean?
Well, you seem like a helpful soul. One of my friends got tricked by what he thought was a beautiful lady who we met. But it wasn't a beautiful lady, it was the crone.
The self-same happened to me. Oh, victim of crones. I feel so bad for your friend.
We need to be done away with the crones.
That green one's a right old smarmy bitch. I rather don't like her.
Well, from what we've experienced, we can't really dispute that. So, you sound like a good judge of character.
Oh, yes, the best. Well, let me show you this. And he pulls out, he goes to a different sort of cupboard. He goes to like a dresser, rather, that's clearly sort of handcrafted. And he starts opening drawers and stuff. So there's like a glass bowl at the top that starts to fall down, and he sort of catches it with one hand as he's clearly done this before a lot of times. Oh, it's about and he then goes it's about that time you notice that one of his eyes, what was your he has a glass eye as well. I forgot to mention. Yes. But
You won't comment on that. Sounds like he's had some bad times with cranes. It's possible.
Yeah.
Possible he stole one.
he's but he goes, I'll tell you what, I found this one quite handy. And he pulls out a scroll. It spreads it in front of you with a and it's again, it's on beautiful quality paper. And as you look at it, it is that sort of almost transparent vellum. And make an Arcana check.
Okay. An 18.
Tell you what, actually, I've been going about this way. 18 is good. I'm looking for something.
No.
Hang on.
Sounds like something's very useful.
Hey, there's something I'm looking. Yeah. Is that what it is? Acidic. Okay. That one. That's not useful. Okay, I need you to roll.
Okay.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll a d6.
Okay. I got a 3.
Wonder if you're lucky or not lucky. Alright, hang on. 1. 2. Oh. Wait, did I do that right? Oh, okay. You're not that lucky. Unfortunately. So,
Okay.
you look at the spell and you recognize it as meld into stone.
Okay.
It's a ritual spell,
Mm-hmm.
which lets you merge into the stone, and he just goes, this one's an old favorite of mine. I used it to spy on them, then unwind it. Yes. Once spent 3 days as a face in the rock.
I say that sounds a little bit creepy. Did you gather much useful information?
Oh yes, I learned a great deal. Would you like to know what I know?
Well, that would be very nice, yeah.
It'll take a good few days to tell you everything I know. I know a lot, you see. And he sort of, he bonks the back of his head and his glass eye falls out. And he starts polishing it with a rag.
Well, I do have my friends waiting for me in the woods, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are a few of us selling parchment. And other goods. I'm a parchment seller.
Selling.
One of us sells lots of eggs.
Eggs?
Yeah, eggs.
Could use a few eggs. And he sort of puts the glass eye on the table. He leans back and he sort of goes, and he cracks his joints, and you can hear just all of his joints in his back and hands just pop.
Ooh.
And he's just like, well, I think you should send your friends over.
If
And,
they're willing.
But perhaps I will tell you something I did learn. The green one. Yes, tried to seduce me a few times. I'm much wiser now, though. After losing my eye.
Yes.
But
Oh, did she take your eye?
oh, that she did with her bare hands.
Ooh.
Shh. I don't like her.
Why would she do that? Did she need it
I
for
don't
something?
know. Now that I think about it, maybe. I was most indignant, and I could only see half as much as I did before. Very, very annoyed, and let me tell you. But let me tell you about that one. Her name's Tagatha. She's a bitch. Yes.
Tagatha's a bitch, right? Okay.
Yes. I can't stand her. Keeps coming back, dressed in different forms, trying to get my attention. I won't have it. Every time I see her on my property, I throw axes at her.
Sounds
Keeps
fair
her
enough.
at bay.
Well, yeah.
Yes, but
want her stealing your other eye.
no, I need that one.
Mm.
Keep track of the goat sheep.
What may your name be? I didn't ask.
Oh!
I'm Laminaria.
Laminaria is a fancy name. That's very nice.
Mm.
My name is Rufo.
Rufo.
Wait, I'm not entirely sure of that. That's my last name.
Okay.
Yes. What was the question again?
Your name.
Oh,
First one.
Jimothy.
Your first name. What, Jimothy? Jimothy Rufo. Okay.
Yes, that's me.
Okay.
You might have heard of me. They told tales of my exploits.
Have I heard of him?
I don't know. Roll history.
17.
Oh, you have actually heard of him.
Okay. Can I go, oh yeah, I've heard such a tale about you.
Yeah, from what you remember of the tale, he was once known as one of the most organized spellmakers, and you know that he actually used to live in a big city to the west. Only he gradually started to change and was eventually kicked out of the library where he was stationed. He had a research grant there, you remember.
Oh, okay.
But there was talk of him becoming senile, and eventually he was let go from his position. But he apparently helped organize the Great Libraries.
Okay.
But that story is about 30 years old, you would guess. And he was already old through that story.
Okay.
So you know how old he is.
Yeah, well, I'm 325, so I was only 295 when I heard this story.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that you worked in the great libraries and were most organised.
The great libraries.
This explains
Yes.
the marvellous parchments made of...
I'm quite honored that you heard of me. You don't forget a thing like that. It's just, I used to make them all day, you see, but with much better materials. Yes, we used to transcribe the spells for the great mages, yes. Sell them for quite a pretty penny. Well, why don't you take this with you? And he starts rolling up the thing. And he goes, make a... Roll your passive perception, by the way.
One moment. I'll switch back to the page. My passive is 14.
You notice that he hasn't noticed that he's rolled up his glass eye and the rag as well by mistake. In the
You might want to remember your
eye. I don't need this one. I can always make another. Now get out, please, and bring your friend.
You need
Tell
your
them.
eye back. You need your eye.
Oh, it's right. I don't need it. It's right here. Anyway, go tell your friends that to come back and have some stew with old Rufo. And yes, Jimothy, you'll see them fed, and perhaps I'll sell some more. You show them that scroll as a proof of concept. I could use another commission. You see.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
I'm
just going to remove this eye. I'm not keeping the eye.
What eye?
Your glass eye. You rolled it in the parchment.
What's that thing?
It's like you had in your eye that's no longer there.
Oh, that looks familiar.
Yeah, you might want it back.
He looks at it as if it's completely foreign to him, and then he pops it in his mouth and just switches it around a bit and goes.
To you, Enjoy.
Then he pops it out and he's like, "Goodness me, that's my eye!" And he pops it in his.
Yeah, thank you. Good day to you.
I should look at that.
I shall hopefully be back one day soon.
Oh, all right. Well, come back soon. It gets quite lonely and boring. So just be careful of the crones whilst you're out there.
I shall try.
Yes.
And off
Okay,
I go
well.
with this parchment.
Yes. Show them. And show it to the big fancy guild in the place, and then maybe tell them I'm open for business. Yes. Have good stores built up over the years. Plenty to sell.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for your hospitality.
Oh, your name was... What was your name?
Laminaria.
Ah, yes. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Well,
Jeffy Rufo. I'm trying to remember
yes.
his
Good to
name.
meet you. Yes. Goodbye. Take care of the crones.
Off I go. I leave.
The green one's called Tagatha.
Yes, Tagatha.
Yes. Don't look her in the eyes. She's a bitch.
Okay.
he sort of closes his door, goes back to his. Goes back to you start running back the way you came, and you follow the fleece up to the point where you were. And you find that hill with the bracken and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Roll survival and see if you can find your way the rest of the way.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh shit! Can I use my inspiration that I've had lurking for ages? 'Cause I don't
Sure.
get lost.
Sure thing.
Not having much luck with this survival mark.
You
Can I use my
keep wandering. You keep wandering, and you find your way. You find a sort of you find your way to the other side of the hill,
Okay.
and you come across a ring. You come across a staked ring. In a clearing.
Okay, I'm not touching that. That's dodgy as hell. Like, I'm not touching a stage ring.
A staked ring. It's a clearing, and you notice. What's your roll perception again?
Anxiety.
I guess
now.
we're investigating.
Laminaria's panicking. The others are having fun. And
Oh, wow.
73.
You notice that the ground underneath your feet is kind of squelchy.
Yeah.
And in the middle of this clearing is a staked ring, and it seems most squelchy in that area. You actually see there's been a little hole dug in the middle,
Yeah.
about 2 feet across.
I'm good.
Okay. You are.
Is there any way of running up the hill to try and get a better view of where I am, rather than
Yeah.
just running round this hill?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you turn and you walk. You come barreling up the hill, and Andres, you hear someone panting up the hill, and they're about to crash through the undergrowth right near where you're sort of lying down, relaxing on the hilltop. What do you do?
You don't know who it is.
Andres is rather.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Maybe roll perception.
I shall do it instead of using my passive for once. It's the same result anyway.
You recognize it as Laminaria panting up the hill. She
Sorry,
seems perhaps a little-
I got distracted. Okay.
She's about to crash into your little clearing here at the top of the hill.
I guess I'll call out, like, everything all right there?
Oh!
Um,
Good idea.
Yeah, Laminaria, you hear the familiar noise. You hear the familiar voice of Gallic.
Oh, thank goodness! I found people. I got lost.
Can I insight check Laminaria?
Sure. What are you trying to find out?
I'm a crow.
If she's a hag.
She appears to be who you thought.
Hmm.
I mean, you could test it in some way.
How do you feel about stews? So what do you mean? Like, I could test it, I suppose. I mean, I guess the best way would just be to see if she acts like herself. Eventually, you know?
Yeah. Sure. As well, like you guys have been through experiences together.
Oh, that's true. That the hag wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I'll go, yeah. Remember that time we killed all the lizards? In the sewers?
I think you'll find it was rats.
Right, okay. Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, it's her.
But now I don't trust you. Hang on a minute. Have I just told you a detail that might get you? No, you knew about the sewer, so you were testing me, yeah?
Curse.
The wizard did say that they only take female forms,
This is true.
so there is that.
The crazy wizard.
I like the crazy wizard.
I just spoke to a guy. Oh, yeah, he seemed interesting, very knowledgeable, but like he was losing his wits a bit.
Yeah, you ran into someone all the way out here?
Yeah, he lives in a hut.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like he's retired here, or maybe been banished here. I'm not sure how you can look at it either way. But he doesn't like the crones. He told me the name of that green hag, by the way. That might interest you.
Oh.
Her name is Tagatha the Bitch. And we must, because I don't pick up, but I'm just assuming that was her name.
Sure.
Tagatha the Bitch.
Tagatha the Bitch?
Yeah, apparently she seduced him many times in the past. And actually
A
stole
fitting
his
title.
eye. So be careful of your eyes. She likes them, apparently.
Well,
Turned sheep into goats, or one of the other way around.
Yeah. But when I saw sheep, he seemed confused. I'm thinking he was muddled up, but he's saying that they turned his goats into sheep. And that it affected his ability to milk them, but that makes no sense either, because, well, if they're
I don't
sheep-
know. I don't know why people don't milk
No.
sheep. That's weird.
in
I don't know.
Spain we have sheep cheese, not milk, but cheese.
Exactly, you need
Yeah.
to milk them to make the cheese, don't you?
Yeah.
So maybe he's a very good wizard, but kind of a shit farmer. Maybe that's you know. He's rummaging around in all the wool, going, I can't find the teat. I can't milk it. It's hopeless.
Unless they're
You
not,
know.
unless they're not sheep, they're rams. It's like... They got switched. No, they were definitely sheep. They were a field of sheep. But yeah, he seems confused. But yeah, anyway, I had heard of him. He was once a very organised spellmaker, but he's certainly confused a little bit now. I'm very, very bitter about these hags. And he said they come in threes. He said there's a purple hag, and he won't tell me the colour of the third one, but when I said, could it have been blue? He said, that sounds about right, it was very blue. So it's possible there's a green, a purple, and a blue hag lurking.
He did have a theory, as you remember. He had a theory that they were trying to make more of themselves.
Yes. It's like they want to make more of them. But they only turn into women, apparently, too. So any men you can probably trust, but...
Well, about as much as you can trust anyone you find out here, I'd imagine. But, you know, that would explain a couple things if they are trying to make more. But well, I'm glad you're back.
Yes.
And I suppose it's useful to know there's a mage around here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I just want to mention as well, just at the bottom of this hill, there's a very muddy, squishy, boggy quagmire is how I will describe it, with a ring on a stake in the middle of it. But it looks like a trap, so if you go down there, don't get too close.
It's a ring of wooden stake.
Oh, it's a ring of wooden stakes.
I also heard the.
I thought it was a ring on a wooden stake.
I think
That's also what I heard originally, and
I think I said like a stake ring.
Yeah.
But to my mind, that's like.
I went to
I'll just go. Oh, I'm
It's a ring of wagyu
pretty sure Oren did that. Saw him putting them up.
Oh, has he? Oh, okay. I nearly fell into his trap then. That's yeah. They'd probably be very effective if I hadn't spotted it. So, yeah.
I suppose. Don't really know why he was doing it. Seemed to be having fun though.
Gracker was having a ball. Gracker was hurling dirt chunks up into the sky. You know. Hang on up. Nat, what would you like to do for your time? But yes, I suppose the last thing to tell him, if you're going to tell him that, is about the spell scrolls, but that might not be of massive concern.
So,
But-
yeah, he's got some spell scrolls, and he said if we had a few days, he'd be willing to tell us as much as he knew about the hags. But I've got to admit, he mainly spoke about how they kept trying to seduce him, so I don't know how much information we'd get out of him.
It would probably be a case of just useful tidbit, useless bullshit for like on a 10-to-9 ratio, you know.
Yeah.
It might be best that we just stay on guard and be aware that there's probably 3 of them lurking about, not just one.
Well, that is good to know. And the scrolls, Bronwyn might like to know about those. Oh, she's sleeping, by the way. So if you could keep your voice down while you're around the tent.
Mm-hmm. Sure, that's not a problem.
Well, thank you.
Nat, let me know when you're even Nat. Actually,
Oh, have we lost Nat?
I'm not sure. I think he's like walking around. Nat, I can hear her coughing. I think she's doing laundry or something. But anyway, I'll get to her stuff in a sec then. But is there anything else you two would like to do in the? Well, it's probably coming up to midday-ish, so it would be about the time when Bronwyn should be waking up, and then you can travel for the rest of the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, sounds good. I don't know that there is much more I would need to do.
Well, if you... Oh, you're here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to do for your sort of morning?
You probably won't do a lot. I think she'll probably just maybe set up like a small shrine on like a tree stump or something, and to see if she can contact that Kieran again.
Huh. Okay, so make okay, so let's say you inspect the immediate area. Make I'd say a survival check, potentially. Or no, actually, I take that back. Make a religion or nature check.
All the same. Oh.
Oh.
Me too.
Okay. Okay. I would. You go walking around the immediate vicinity of the camp. You make a couple of laps going out further and further. you see an interesting tree in the sort of within sight of the camp, but it wouldn't stick out if you hadn't been sort of looking for it. And what it appears to be is a tree with a hollow trunk, but it's really thick. It's about, I want to say, like 10 feet wide. You almost think it's like two trees that have woven together.
Yeah.
But you see that there's a large sort of atrium inside this this like tree nest, as it were. And you go a little bit closer, and you start looking at the trees, and you see that they've kind of woven together at the top, making a sort of natural shelter. In the center, there appears to be another tree, as if this was something like a tree within a tree at one point. But this one is basically, it's like a nurse log, like someone's cut it down at some point. It's really strange, this arrangement, actually. So it's like a stump surrounded by a tree canopy that's one tree.
Right. Make a beeline for it, I suppose.
Okay. Roll a D100.
Nice.
Ooh. Interesting. You make a sort of you make the rounds of this this sort of natural chamber, this like wood chamber, and you find yourself sort of sitting next to the stump as if it were a table. And you realize something's digging into your leg as you have it sort of resting on the ground. You reach down, and slightly buried in the dirt are a couple things. One is a scale.
Like first one.
Yes.
Okay.
Just like the first one.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other things on the other side, though, half buried.
We'll dig them all out.
Say.
I shall dig them all out.
Okay. You pull them out, and what you uncover is sort of like the figure of a family. There's it's sort of made of wood that's been carved. You can see there's like a father, there's a mother, there's a son, and then there is, where the smaller figure should be, the wood's broken. But you feel like a daughter there. In fact, it's actually something Frigg.
It's what, sorry?
It's something to do with Frigg, actually.
Oh, okay.
This type of figure, where there's like old representations of the family.
Oh, yeah.
Roles in the family. Quite a common little trinket that people would carry. Only, in this one, the daughter has been broken off.
Okay. I mean, could be a number of reasons. Yeah, we'll pocket it and continue digging stuff up.
They're, see.
Huh?
Wait, let me get the music going. Almost there. Hang on. I'm gonna put this here. So you're trying to make sort of contact with the creature, right?
Yeah. I will use the hearing scales as well as like a medium.
The what scales?
I'll use like the scales that I've got.
Yeah. Oh, okay, to try and do it that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
should try and use them as a medium.
Make a Let's just say another religion check. Okay. So you sort of go into a trance. You hold the broken figure in your hand, and you sit next to this like almost table-like stump, and you start trying to reach out, as if you were trying to tell where your family was that you've become temporarily separated from, and kind of you start to hear something like a deep sort of rumbling breathing.
Okay.
It's not a scary noise. It's quite a comforting noise.
Yeah.
Almost like a cat type of thing.
Almost like what? Sorry.
Almost like a cat purring.
Okay.
And that feels to be coming from kind of behind you, in the direction you were traveling. But there is something else.
Mm.
The figure in your hand, it sort of feels hot. And it's almost as if you want to let go of it, because there's some sort of pain involved in this figure.
Hmm.
And get the feeling that it's not complete. That something's been taken from it. And
No shit. Okay.
you get the feeling of two locations. One in the direction you were going, and one slightly to the south. The figure in your hand is drawing you to the south.
Okay.
But also, funnily, in the direction you came, back to the city. The sort of purring is coming from behind you in the direction you were going.
Okay.
Are you going to sort of say anything to reach out in either way?
The one that's like back towards the city, she'll leave that one for now.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to be going back there at some point anyway. The one
Hang on.
Right?
I might draw something here. So, like, if you're here, city's here.
Wait, hang on, where are you trying this?
On the left-hand side.
Oh, yeah. I see it.
So this is you. This is the city. Something is calling here. And purring is here.
Ah. Okay.
This feels gross.
Right.
This feels peaceful. And this feels comforting.
This one.
Mm.
Is that by any chance in the same sort of direction that we chased the hag?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's fine. We'll leave that one for now. The pairing one, that one, she'll just sort of think towards it. Are you there?
You don't think your thoughts have gone through. You're not entirely sure. You send your thoughts that way.
Yeah.
But no change.
That's fine. I will just like check in on that every now and then when we continue traveling.
Oh.
And then the other one, you said it's just the city.
The city. So both this one and the city.
Oh, they're connected.
They seem to have some. Yeah, they are kind of connected. They both seem to
Okay.
have something to do with the figure.
Okay, no, that's fine.
But given that this is all just kind of spiritual casting,
yeah,
that's pretty much all you can tell.
yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine then. I don't get an answer, but she didn't really expect an answer.
Yeah, you gotta roll. I mean, you did roll a crit, so that's.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's not. You're not a cleric with that specific thing, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give
fine.
you.
She wasn't expecting it to work, so she's impressed with what she got. She'll go back to camp to show the scale and the figure to the others.
Okie dokie. You go back to camp, and for the rest of the morning, things are fairly peaceful. You hear the occasional sort of movement in the tent, but it seems to be accompanied by like a momentary snore. Bronwyn seems to be still sleeping. But all is quiet until the others come back. Oron's back first. Gracker is filthy. And Oron's a little bit filthy as well, but not quite as badly. And then following that by about half an hour, the other two come back. So you're all back together? Did I cut out for a bit there?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So, and about the time that you all come back, there is dedicated movement in the tent now, and you hear the sounds of, like, rustle, 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 thunk, rustle, rustle, clink, rustle, 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 rustle. And then you hear just, curses. Then the sound of, like, fabric pulling, you know. You hear just, like, the sound of someone getting their armor on, basically. So Bronwyn's awake.
Good.
So yeah, are you sharing any info of things, Nat? What are you sharing? Nat?
Yeah. Actually, probably wants to talk to Bronwyn.
You what?
She probably wants to talk to Bronwyn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Bronwyn's a good choice.
Okay. Well, she sort of after she's got herself dressed, she sort of opens the tent and sets it up as like a little awning, and then she just sort of brightly just goes, "Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Thanks for waiting." And if
Hello.
you give me a couple more minutes, I'll get my armor and such ready.
Right. Take your time.
And yeah, she looks normal now. She doesn't look stressed out or anything, or overtired. But yeah, so you're showing her what, Nat?
I will show her both things, and I would like to gauge her reaction.
Okay. So she sort of goes, what's this? It's a bit early for identification, but I'll do what I can.
I found them out that way, and she'll point in the direction that she did actually find them.
She sort of looks around you to the sort of natural chamber, and goes like, "Huh, interesting. It seems that doesn't seem entirely natural.
what she's saying that in reference to.
To your sort of natural cave-looking thing with the tree within a tree.
Oh.
And she goes, sometimes druids do such things. Places to take shelter, to worship. Well, is this where you found this? She holds up the Birkin statue.
It's where I found both things.
Interesting. Sometimes people do use areas of one worship and convert them to another. I might suspect that this is to do with your religion. It's
certainly the figurine.
Yes. Only the daughter figure is missing.
What's the word I want? What impressions do you get from it?
Well, that's a question. She's going to take a minute to guide herself. Huh. She's going to look at it and take a close look at the break and go, that wasn't accidental, you know? Someone broke that off with intent. And she sort of sniffs it and goes, I'd say this hasn't been held for a couple of years.
It was partially buried.
Interesting. And the other thing you were showing her, are you showing her the scales?
Yes.
Okay,
Just
so
the
she
one.
holds...
I won't show her my original one.
Okay, you're showing her the one you just found?
Yes.
Okay. So she holds that in her hand for a minute, and she pulls out a pearl in one hand and holds one in each. And she stays like that for about 10 minutes, and then she just goes, huh, quite a rare item. That is a Kirin scale. And I believe if you were to grind it up and have someone consume it, it might cure the ailments.
That's certainly not an option at the minute.
Kirin are creatures who like the other animals around them to be healthy. Their scales, of course, carry a mild curative enchantment. It would be enough to cure any leprosy or degenerative disease.
What do you make about those being found at the same site?
Huh. Unsure. The Kirin do shed them naturally, wherever they go from time to time. Unsure what it would have to do with the stat.
Are you able to tell if two scales would be from the same period?
Potentially, yes.
You'll produce the second one.
Huh. Curious.
This one I got in the city at the temple.
She spends the same 10 minutes basically identifying this other scale. And she goes, now that is curious. That this scale, it's not real. I don't know how to put it. It has never touched Kirin, yet it is a Kirin scale. It's as if it was just manifested into existence.
That is about right from what happened.
This is a very rare item. Only the gods have that power, you see. I should like to add it to my collection.
She's just gonna reach out and just very gently take it back.
Oh, if you ever want to sell it, let me know. Quite amazing.
She'll say. So, are you saying that the Kirin itself wouldn't be able to do that?
I don't believe so, no. They are not divine. They cannot create things.
That's curious. That's very interesting.
They can affect things, yes. They can perform wonders, but not that kind.
So she sits down, she gets her legs all crossed, and like just leans forward and just says, I prayed to my lady, and the Kirin answered.
Really?
And after our, I guess you can call it the conversation, I had this in my hand.
By the gods. What you've experienced is nothing short of a true miracle. I've only experienced such things once or twice in my life. I think that you should follow this as a sign. And if you recognize your goddess's will in it, do as she commands. And I think more good things will follow. Or at least, purposeful things. The gods do not always mean for us to walk an easy path.
No.
I have learned that from my upbringing. But that's another story. She kind of glances at Kellak. Says that.
I feel like he's paying attention to all this. Just quietly off to the side.
Oh shit, what was I going to say? Sometimes the challenges are to test us. I think is probably the way to look at it.
Yes, and sometimes their will is inscrutable by us. But there is always some design in it.
Of course.
I think perhaps I'm glad things didn't work out when I was young. Because now, there are much better things on the way. Anyway, the daylight's going. Should we get going?
Yeah.
We should. I believe the thing I seek is in the direction we're going anyway.
I'm serious. If you want to sell that, I would pay you quite a bit.
I may consider it.
Maybe you
And
could
then,
just...
and then she pauses, and then she's just like, "Oh, maybe it's not."
Maybe you could just leave it in my collection for safekeeping and then take it back whenever you want it. I wouldn't... If you desired it, I wouldn't... just to keep it safe.
We will cross that bridge when we get there. I believe I have a Kirin to rescue.
Yes, there is probably that. Very well. I did get a much different feeling from that statue. I feel like someone is in need.
I believe that's the direction the Hag went in.
Well...
I don't know a lot about hags and whether or not that is something we can take on at the minute.
I'll commune with my goddess. Perhaps there's another reason why I'm here with you.
There is something... It just feels wrong in that direction. But there is also something connecting it to the city.
Curious.
So I wonder, perhaps, if a daughter was lost. Or, that would be the immediate conclusion. Anyway.
I would hate to leave a little girl in distress. Though, as I say, I'm no warrior. I'm a scholar. but I would do what I can.
If the others think we are in a position to take down a hag, then it's something that can be done on the way back. It would not be too much of a detour, I don't think. Otherwise, it will have to be something like we get reinforcements for, perhaps.
And it's south of the grove, you say?
Yes.
Very well. After you've gone to the orc's place, come back to the grove and fetch me. I'll wait there whilst you investigate the orcs. But after that, I'll come and assist you with that. I wouldn't be a follower of Lofen if I'd let such disharmony slide.
For my reference, who is that?
Lofen is I think it's an Eladrin god of marriage and harmony.
Oh, okay. Oh!
Yes.
Okay. So she we will just kind of smile a bit and just says, seems we follow similar gods.
She has a wide grin and she's just like, why, yes, I believe our gods get on quite well. And she sort of links arms with you and just grins. And yeah, no, they certainly do. Shall we have a quick break, by the way, whilst so Nat can get cough lozenges and I can have a quick
The
smoke?
cough lozenges aren't working, and the coughing is just giving me a massive headache.
All that, well, do you think, should we end it there and just call it a short session? I know we haven't done much again, especially if you, or,
I mean, you guys can carry on if you want, but I think I will go to bed just because my head is pounding.
what do you guys think?
Nice.
Sorry, Jamie hasn't got to do much except find oil. He struck oil!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm rich.
Could probably go on for another half an hour, but I probably won't be able to go on much longer than that.
Yeah, we started later than usual.
Yeah, we did.
So it was almost 11.
Yeah.
Should we... Well, how about... okay, how about this? I will intro. I'll fast forward the last leg of the journey to the grove, and I'll intro the grove, and then we'll end there.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, the rest of the journey, roll survival with advantage for returning.
Right.
I would give you double advantage for this if you could, because you already had advantage for finding the grove.
Oh, did we?
Well, you did specifically.
Oh.
Because you've been there before. But you also gained advantage in this area. But either way.
Are we all meant to roll
Right.
this, or just leave it to Kalak?
You can leave it to Kalak.
Yeah, because
Alright,
I think Laminaria is pretty certain she's not good at survival.
Woo.
Are you wanting to bring your friends to the old wizard?
Well,
Or are you
I'll
gonna-
be up for discussion, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'll raise the question, but I mentioned the scrolls and
Yeah, I do want to mention the scrolls to Bronwyn, just in case she's interested.
I'll just
Oh, yeah.
everybody in the group. Mention
There is
it to
that.
everyone. And then if everyone's interested, we can go there. But obviously, he might just have like beef with these crones. For innumerable reasons.
I'll say that.
He also has
Oh,
a
go
lot
on.
of sheep, and you might. I don't know if he'd be willing for you to buy one off him.
I wouldn't mind buying a couple of sheep off them.
I can't hear what Jamie said.
No.
Once
it's a
more?
bit muffled.
I think he said he wouldn't mind buying a couple of sheep off him.
Oh, I should have known. I should have
No,
known.
okay, well, let's head to the old guy.
Oh my
He's
gosh,
the
right.
right now.
Trade thing.
I'll tell you what.
The guild, perhaps we
Tell you what,
can
let's take. There is.
some kind of agreement.
So there is some more stuff I have to deal with this session. Okay, let's have a quick 5 minutes so I can, so Nat can go, and I'll have a smoke. Yeah, very quick break. Oh, I forgot about
And we're back.
Hello.
Right. Well, so we were heading. Oh, so the first thing is, you, Laminaria, you get a feeling. By the way, you get a feeling, and that feeling is to do with your new book.
Oh, okay.
And you get the urge to start filling.
Start filling.
Well, you kind of hear whispers from it. For
Oh,
one thing.
the one from my deity, or the scroll from the wizard.
Yeah, you kind of get a sense that it's hungry.
Which one?
The book.
Look, okay. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's kind of in the back of your mind. It's like sort of whispering in the back of your mind.
Ah.
Like not in words that you can.
I suppose I could scribble the contents of the scroll into the book. Feed it.
Do you have that ability yet?
I don't know.
You might do.
All I know is I'm hearing voices, and it's making me uncomfortable.
But it occurs to you, perhaps, that the scroll would be something you could feed to the book.
Eat, my pretty, eat. Feed it. How do I feed this thing?
Yeah, it kind of occurs to you that you could put that spell in there.
Okay.
It would require an invocation. And I have to actually look up what levels you get that. Let's see. Hang on. But yeah, you just get a sort of a hungry sort of feel
to be
from it.
patient, and I will feed it soon.
Where is your? Looks like it'll be 5th level till you get another one. Yeah.
I'm way off that yet, so this book needs to settle down. Because it's going to be a bit of a wait.
I'll just say, like, sort of in the back of your mind, there's like you just get that sort of feeling like hungry. It wants things. It wants to harm itself, shall we say. Anyway, that's aside. So you're showing the scroll to Bronwyn as you're sort of getting ready to set off. And she takes a look at it and goes, "My, that is marvelous quality vellum, actually." And just goes, "I imagine there's a market for this." Actually.
Okay. Well, he was saying that he'd certainly be interested if he could sell it.
He goes, she goes, what is his name? I actually have to look it up. But she goes, the magic store in the guild. I imagine he would quite like a store of, a supplier of vellum such as this.
Okay.
I imagine he'd pay well.
We're really hooking up this random old guy in the forest with a. We knocked on his door and went, "Yo, would you like to do business?"
Yeah. Well, it's all got to come from somewhere, but I suppose. But yeah, she goes, if there's any spells of divine nature, I would be interested in those too.
Okay. He did seem to have plenty.
And who is this fellow?
He's a wizard. He's His name is Jimothy Rufo.
Jimothy Rufo.
I have heard of him, believe it or not. I believe I heard stories of him as one of the most organised spell makers who actually lived in a city just to the west of here.
Oh, that Jimothy Rufo.
Yes! He works in the great libraries, you know.
You know, I thought he started working there around 30 or so years ago. There was some sort of scandal in which he forgot trove of dangerous spells in a convent?
Well, he does seem to be a little bit hit and miss on his memory. Like, he nearly accidentally gave me his eyeball. So I was like, keep your eyeball. You don't want to leave that in the scroll.
Quite unfortunate.
Yes, it's because one of these hags, I believe, ripped out his eye. So.
Oh, well, that's not pleasant
at
all. Well, I suppose perhaps this will be good for him to have another source of something to keep him distracted from the loss of his eye, I suppose. But how strange that he ended up all the way out here. Tending sheep, did you say?
That's correct. Tending sheep.
How curious. Well, shall I leave that with you, or would you like me to inform the magic shop owner?
Yeah, you could inform him. I think we should let Jimothy maybe know as well. Maybe on our way back.
All right. Sounds good to me. And let me see. Is there anything else? I could find his name, but I'll find it later. Oh wait, no, it's right here. Hang on. Nope, it's not that easy to find. It's here somewhere. But oh well, I can't see it. Anyway, so are you guys heading to the Grove now?
I think so.
Okie dokie. So, looking at it, you could, if you hurry, you can get there while there's daylight.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, you'll arrive at night. What would you think of that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Let's just go.
You wanna hurry?
Yeah, I don't know that we're in a hurry at all. We could just get there while it's nighttime. Spend the night there because it's probably relatively safe, and then look around, move in the morning towards the orc camp as well.
You remember as well, Kellogg, it's particularly beautiful at night.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, okay. I will, in that case, I will fetch the night version of... Let's see if it fits in the storage. Fingers crossed. Looks like it is. Okay. What's the marching order you're going in, by the way?
Pretty sure Oren is going first.
Yeah, Oren would be in front. I imagine Kalag would be in front if you knew the way, though. Oren doesn't know the way.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
True.
So he would be behind you, I guess.
Right. I guess I'll go all the way to the front then.
Do you need any lights?
Yes. Well, no, not yet, but
Okay.
I will if it gets dark.
Okay. Well,
I'll bring up the rear.
Okay. Hang on, so tell me that is... So that was Kellogg. and then Oron, and then Grecker.
Wherever he's getting treats or pets.
Probably near you. Well, actually, who would like to give him treats?
I don't know that I have anything he would be particularly interested in.
Bronwyn, probably. And then, was it Laminaria or Neve?
I'll go next.
Okay. There we go. So I'm just placing some teams. Almost there. Okay. That's about there. All that. Boom. Clear this area. Right. Let me put you on the map. I've been waiting for this day. So, excuse me. Let's see. So you arrive as the stars start to come out, and Killick, you start to notice the smell of wildflowers that you remember of this place. And you start to get the lay of the land, and you see all of this. The trees are very thick here. And you can't actually see past some of them. So you see up to about there. Now, the grove you remember is this way, but you remember that there was a line of trees along its edge, so it kind of hid it from view from the top. But it was sunken below, in a way. Oh shit, your passive perception. Damn it, Andres! Damn it!
I see and hear everything.
You are eyes.
I am eyes.
Oh. Illuminati manifest. What it is. You hear something. I need to actually look at a couple things. What languages does everyone speak?
Those ones.
Common and Elvish.
Celestial, Common, and Elvish.
Triple.
You speak double common.
Yeah.
Looking away.
What about you, Matt?
Celestial, Common, Deep Speech, and Draconic.
I also have
Okay.
Awaken Mind.
I don't remember why I took Deep Speech. There was a reason.
So, if there is a language that I hear that I don't understand, I can try Awaken Mind on them.
Oh, that's true. Within 30 feet that you can see. What about you, Oren?
Common and Elvish.
Okay. So, I would say that Kellogg hears it first, but doesn't necessarily understand it. And you hear something along the lines of just like kind of jeering.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
I mean, that sounded like Pete for Goblin.
It does.
Well,
Oh, hi.
do you point out, do you stop everyone and go listen type of thing?
Yeah, I'd go, hey, you hear that? That wasn't there before.
Okay. So once you stop and listen, though, Neve, you start to make out words. They're in Draconic. And, it's along the lines of, it's only a matter of time. Your stupid barrier won't remain in place forever, and as your strength wanes, ours waxes. You will be ours, and your grove will be corrupted. You stupid goat bitch! That's
She'll probably whisper to the others. She'll translate what was said, and then say, "Do we want to sneak up, or you might tell them that wasn't very nice."
I don't really do sneaking.
Saying, heavy arm for them. Wait, am I heavy armor? I might not be. I don't know.
That wasn't very cordial.
Chainmail, yes, I'm in heavy armor.
Certainly not.
I'm not the best at sneaking either, I'm going to be honest.
Well, I can sneak if the rest of you can't. Might as well just go in full on charge mode.
We could do that, or
Yeah,
you could
definitely.
try to set up an ambush while we distract them.
True.
Oh. By the way, once you do hear it, Nat, you hear kind of like almost a jingling of a bell in your head. Almost as if it's in response to what's being said to it. Almost in response to the Draconic.
Anyone else feel like a bell?
No. And I can hear pretty well.
Why is it in my head?
Seems to be just in your head. It's like a...
And then she's like, "Why is it in my head?" And then she just pauses, and then she goes, "Why are you in my head?"
You're, there's like a gasp. Hello? Is it you?
Is this a familiar voice?
It is.
But it's just shit. We need to get in there. That's my hearing. And she's gonna draw her sword and just start marching on it.
Okay.
And hopes that everyone else will follow.
Right.
So you're taking the lead as well then? Alright, so is this
Just gonna march in.
Hold on, I'm marching right with you. If he sees you going in, he's like, Wait,
I'm standing right behind you with an arrow at the ready.
Okay.
And actually, in the meantime, she'll say to the Kirin, she'll say, "What are they? How many?"
Ah, it's such a relief to hear you. Well, you did come to my aid. There's one of them, many of the other things.
What are they?
Nasty things. Hags.
The hags?
Hags.
One of the hags.
Oh, she'll relay this to the others. So that there's a moment there's hags, and then no, one hag.
Lots of other things, though, apparently.
And lots of other things, which
Hags.
speak draconic.
Ooh.
Well, just one hag.
I sure hope it's Tagatha the bitch. This time I know I can shoot.
And as soon as I've got them in sight, I want to taunt them in draconic.
Okay, so you're moving up towards the sound. The sound is coming from sort of this direction, by the way. Okay, so I'll move you up. And you are revealing more and more. So you do see it's very thickly forested. there are gaps. So there's a gap here, you see. You actually see that there's a gap around here. If you were to stand on the edge of that ridge, it's also the edge of a ridge here.
Yeah.
You might be able to see down into the grove.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Could I jump off? Surprise attack on one of them.
Well, you don't have sight on the enemy yet.
Are you going to do a moonsault?
A what?
Is he
A
going to do a
moonsault.
moonsault?
A moonsault. You've been watching too much wrestling. But I appreciate that.
Is he going to do the prettiest moonsault?
So
Depends on the roll, right?
who's going up to the edge to have again?
I'll go up. I'm just gonna
Okay.
go up. So I'll just march and push my way through the leaves and the bushes.
Laminaria, you or Neve, you two?
Yes.
Okay.
It is already dark, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna need to get light somehow.
There's a moonlight.
There actually is moonlight. I consider
Moonlight, I guess.
the whole so it's coming up to a full moon, not quite yet. But yeah, there's actually a lot of moonlight. I'd consider it all to be dim light.
Does that still impose disadvantage on ranged attacks, though?
I don't think so on ranged attacks, but it does on perception checks.
Okay.
Sight perception.
live with
checks,
that.
I think. Yeah. But yeah, you go to the edge here, and this is what you see. You see down into the grove.
Oh, I can't move my token. I guess because I didn't put it
Did
down.
I? Yeah, it's because I dragged it on.
There's the real me.
So you see all the way up there. You see there's a waterfall at the top. It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous to behold. There's like an island in the middle that you can't quite see past, but you do see all the way down to here. And
I'll whisper to Bronwyn. Well, not quite how I wanted to show you this place, but here we are.
She gets to see something better instead.
she just looks down at like the water, the cascading water, and the slow moving like starlit river. She's just like, wow.
Ready to see that river run red?
Oh, do you have to? She's,
Honestly,
but,
I do.
so there, who sees that? You can tell. You can't quite. You do catch sight of a figure, sort of holding onto a tree, leaning into sort of the grove, gesticulating towards what's over here. A creature is laid down amongst the flowers, and the moment you sort of come into view, it raises its head and looks towards you, and Nat, you hear that tingling in your head, and then she just says, "You look just like I imagined."
Oh, dear. Where are the bad guys? Sorry.
She looks in this direction and just goes.
That wasn't her talking to the Kira. That was me asking. But no, she just says, "Where are they?"
So, you can see this from your point of view, Oron and Neve. You see, she's sort of hanging off a tree branch with a long arm, just like gesticulating and making swearing gestures towards the Kirin, who's just lying down in the meadow.
Can I pull my heavy crossbow and shoot her?
Sure. How long is the range?
A heavy crossbow's range is 100 feet for short, 400. No, wait, yeah, 400 for long.
So you, I suppose, take the one me. There are some trees in between.
Sure, she can have cover.
Yeah, I might give her the lowest form of cover. That's a +2 AC, isn't it? But she, let me see. What would you... Oh, shit. So you just, and the bolt sailed wide. And suddenly she just stops swearing and stuff. And just goes, I've
got attention now.
Who comes to interfere with my nightly pursuits? Smells like humans.
I thought you liked Kalak.
Oh, is it the same hack?
I'm gonna make it.
Moron wouldn't be. I guess I don't know if Moron's aware of there being other hags.
Well, it looks like it is.
Excuse me. So I got a token layer to make her bigger. It's Andres, you see it. It's the same figure that you saw on the top of the hill.
It's Fiona from Shrek.
Yeah.
Nice.
But she, I would say, in response, pulls back and just goes, why don't you try and finish what you started?
If you don't run off this time.
I won't make it easy.
I would shoot, but I'm guessing we're going to have to roll initiative.
Go down and talk to a weird glowing mystical beast.
I would just like to shout in Draconic to whatever the other things are. She'll just shout, if you don't want to die, I suggest you flee. just to see if that.
Don't give her advice.
It's not for the hack.
Oh.
So you shout that in Draconic.
Yeah.
And you.
I wouldn't have understood you anyway.
You just hear from somewhere in the underbrush in this direction. You're going to wish you didn't walk into this. Proceed if you dare, feeble-minded fools.
I'm not gonna lie, I really love a challenge. And Oran starts marching forward.
Okay. We'll pretty much leave it there for today. But there's a tingling in the back of your mind again, Neve, and it's just like, she's not alone, remember? You know it's safe down here with me, but that won't solve the problem.
It won't solve the problem.
But yeah. Well, oh gosh, there's two. Yeah, go ahead. I'll delete my one. I'll delete my one there. That one. Okay. But yeah, we'll pretty much leave it there, and then next time we will deal with hag number 1. The green one, who is called Tagatha.
The bitch.
Tagatha the bitch. And,
her full name. Address her properly, please.
It's very important to get the full name. Oh, but yes, very exciting. Okay, well, thank you for joining us on this very disorganized episode of Draigtir, where we had all the issues.
Isn't that every episode?
Yeah.
No!
No way.
I mean, they're not this bad normally.
No. Oh my goodness. We had that's posting wrestling memes, making moonsault jokes, which was pretty good.
He's going to do the prettiest moonsault. It's
On this
Tippy
moon-
time.
He didn't let me jump off the cliff though, so they were on the cliff too.
You can if you want. You can if you want. It just
But then I have to come back off the cliff to fight the enemies, you know. I'm not gonna moonsault the mythical beast.
I should have I realized when the hag was visible, She was hanging off the branch at the top. As if, but yeah. So if, jumping down, you wouldn't be able to get to her as easily, put it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and apologies for the ridiculous tech issues.
Bye.
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 Come back again sometime and give me money. What?